Joe, you riddles your boy Kanki back at it again with a new video. Yes, I do have a trash mic because I'm still in El Salvador. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, and make sure you subscribe to this channel with all notifications on #1 blockchain gaming channel in the world. So in this video, I bring you the Aavegotchi light paper. The light paper is just like the white paper, a little bit less information, a little bit more straight to the point. So the white paper will be coming out very, very soon. The team went over the light paper yesterday on Twitter Space. There is a YouTube video on that Twitter Space. So if you guys want to watch the whole thing, it's like an hour long. But in this video, I'm gonna break it down to you guys, all the information, all the facts, straight to the point. Make sure you use the timestamps down below so you can jump into whatever you need to know. So let's get started. Let's break it down. Much love. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe to the #1 blockchain gaming channel in the world. Let's get it, baby. Before we get started, our word from our sponsors. This is where I'm gonna drop my merch in the future. So this platform is very, very interesting. It's very simple to understand. You basically do a collection, as you can see right here. This is just like a demo right now. You create your own collection, your own design. You submit the collection. They have to accept it, of course. Once you submit your collection, this collection becomes an NFT. Now, once it becomes an NFT, you can sell it on the market on OpenSea if you wanted to, and then people could buy your collection. Now, the interesting part about this is that you can actually take that NFT and go into this platform, you burn it, and once you burn it, you actually get the collectible in the physical form. And in the physical form, they're actually going to give you the QR code of the NFT that got burned so that you can verify that the NFT does not exist in the digital world anymore, and also a token ID for the actual shirt that you're wearing. Now, in the future, I will have my landing page and I will have my collection here. Obviously, I'm always going to keep it very rare so that it feels like you own something very unique from my channel, of course. All right, so first things first, I will be using this YouTube video. Basically, this community member, his name is Music City Gotchi Gang. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. I think he actually records most of the AMAs and stuff like that. So he recorded the Twitter Space. Very, very nice from him. Thank you so much. So I will be using some of this to actually give you some information that the team actually dropped. Alright, so the first things first, how will you be able to play this game? There's two ways to play this game, the line gameplay. You're going to be able to play with your Aavegotchis or as a liquidator. The liquidator side is basically like a free-to-play way. It's an easier way for people that don't have a lot of money to get into the game and actually collect resources and roam around the world and play different adventures, dungeons, battles, arena, and all of that, right? Obviously, the actual NFTs, the first 10,000 NFTs, the first 10,000 Aavegotchis are more valuable. They're going to have more perks to it, but if you don't have that much money, you can actually play the game through as a liquidator. So I'm going to actually play a little clip from the team explaining what liquidators are, because obviously they explain it better. They understand that they created this. So here we go. Let's actually jump into this.
And so, Dan, what is the liquidator exactly? It seems like the arch nemesis, but maybe it's a bit more.
The liquidator, well, originally the liquidators were the creators of the Aavegotchis, and they became their destroyers. And now the liquidators are gonna be showing up again a little later when we get into some big events that are going to be taking place. The liquidators are going to show up, and liquidators are basically one-time NFTs that you'll be able to earn by airdrops. You'll be able to earn by maybe playing mini games. You might be able to pay a small amount of ghosts to get one. But the idea of the liquidator is really to give entry-level players who are just hearing about Aavegotchi or have never really experienced the metaverse or the Gotchiverse before, a way to get their foot in the door. And exactly what they'll be doing, we will be covering that in a moment as we get to that section.
Sounds like a free-to-play or near free-to-play option. Can be free-to-play.
Hot points of discussion within Aavegotchi, and something we really hope we can solve with this is this idea of the Aavegotchi being kind of an expensive NFT that's a collectible with a high price point. But to really gain more adoption, we need to have a free-to-play option for people. And I think liquidators are super interesting because they also help, because they have this offensive capability. They actually help balance the world of the Gotchiverse. Because if you just have Aavegotchis and you just have parcels, and there's no sense of like a back and forth, a yin and yang, some tension within the world, you just end up with kind of a boring, kind of stale this place where nothing really happens. People hang out there and they chat, but it's not a game. We really want to have this game where there's a back and forth between the Aavegotchis and the liquidators, and that leads directly into the next section here, which is.
So there you guys have it. As you guys heard the team, this is a way for people to get into Aavegotchi without actually, spending that much money in an Aavegotchi. Obviously, if you want to get an Aavegotchi, you can go to the website and actually go right here to the Gotchi Bazaar and actually buy either a closed portal or an open portal. I do have a video on this. It should pop up on the top right of this video, and you guys can understand what Aavegotchi is all about, because a lot of people didn't understand what Aavegotchi was. I already understood the vision of Aavegotchi. It's hard to grasp, to wrap your head around the vision. If you haven't been in Aavegotchi for a while, you might just look at it like, oh, it's just a mini game, blah blah blah, this and that, like a little gotchi. No, well, there's gonna be a world to this, and I already knew that from day one. The first time I actually interviewed Jesse, I actually have a video on that as well if you guys want to watch that interview. Everything that they have said since that interview, like a year ago, has been actually coming out. So here, finally, we're gonna get land, and this is gonna be very, very fun. So there's a few ways for you to onboard Aavegotchi without spending a lot of money, and also there will be another sale of Aavegotchis. The first sale, the first hunt is what they call it, hunt 1, was 10,000 Aavegotchis. There's a hunt number 2 coming out very, very soon. More details on that should be coming out maybe like mid-July or something like that. The point is that there is ways for you to onboard, so make sure you stay tuned, join the Discord, follow them on Twitter and all of that good stuff. Now let's jump into the next section. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is the map. This map is not a 100% accurate representation of the map, but it is kind of like an idea of how the map is going to look like. The team did say from one end to the other one, it'll take you like an hour if you walk with your Aavegotchi or your liquidator from one side to the other one without using boost. Okay, so as you guys can see right here, this looks like liquid acid, ladies and gentlemen, and it does have a purpose. All these colors do have a purpose. This is where basically you're gonna find different types of resources, and I will go into the resources in a little bit, and we can break down the zones in 3 ways. We got the Citadel, protected by a force field that keeps out liquidators. The Citadel is the home base of Aavegotchis in the Gotchi burst. Towers cannot be built in the Citadel except for in special areas around the Great Portal. So as you guys can see, this is a Citadel, is already protected, and apparently you can build different towers around here. So maybe some of these are where you can have parcels. So I'm pretty sure the Citadel is going to be like one of the most valuable places to have a parcel. So those are going to be hard to get, and we'll jump into the sale and all of that in a little bit. Now let's actually jump into the next zone. We got the grid. The grid encompasses everything outside the Citadel. So everything outside of the Citadel is the grid. That's what they call the grid. And then we got the beyond. Locked parcels that will not be unlocked until beginning of Act 2. So if you guys don't understand what Act 2 is, obviously you're not gonna understand this. So the first act, we're gonna have a certain amount of parcels coming out, right? And maybe like in a year, a couple months after the Aavegotchi world is fully running, I think it's in about a year, maybe like Q2 2022 or Q3, they will be coming out with more parcels. Now those parcels will only come out. The idea is to have a flood of players that want the parcels. Like they don't want to over, sell parcels if they don't have enough players. Kind of the same thing that other games have done before. You wait for the demand to go up, and then boom, you release the rest of the parcels, and so on. So that's the idea of it. So Act 2 will not be coming out until later on. Now let's jump into the realm distribution, the distribution of parcels, how that will look like in terms of sizes. Parcel comes in 3 sizes, with each size providing greater deposits of alchemica. Alchemica are resources. I will go into the resources in a little bit. So right here we got the humble, contains small deposits of alchemica and building space. Reasonably sized, contain reasonable deposits of alchemica and building space. And of course spacious, probably the most expensive one, contain huge deposits of alchemica and building space. Exact material amounts are calculated by Chainlink VRF upon purchase. So as you guys can see right here, the humble, we got 40% of the land is humble, reasonably sized, 40%, and then of course the spacious one, which is probably going to be the most interesting one in terms of resources and location and all of that, is only 20%. So there you have it. That's the realm size distribution. Now let's actually jump into the resources. Very, very important. This is kind of like the play to earn. This is where it comes into play. The reason why we have play to earn is because you can farm resources, and those resources you can either use them or sell them in the market because somebody else is paying for the time that you put in to get those resources. And that's where the play to earn in this type of games comes in. So I'm very excited for this. And of course, if you're a liquidator, you're going to be able to play to earn. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit limited in terms of how much you can do, but still, you still have an opportunity to be a liquidator and roam around the world, collect resources, and sell it to other players. And that way you can actually play to earn. So it says right here, owners of the realm parcels can employ their Aavegotchis to farm their realm parcels, producing quantities of resources known as Gotchis Alchemica. That's the resources that we were talking about. These resources can be combined to create powerful structures known as installations. So there you have it. It has a purpose. That is why it has a value. Because maybe I don't want to roam around to get those resources, so I'll buy it from you, and that's where you play to earn. I use the resources to build my my empire. And I also play to earn because I bring value in some type of way within that empire that I built. Like I said, you can build an empire. Some of the activities that you can do is farming, crafting, trading, and combat. So there you have it. There's a little graph right here. Farm Alchemica, craft installation, upgrade to unlock benefits. These are the 4 Alchemicas that we have right now. This is not all set in stone, guys. They could add more resources in the future. They could add more things. This is light paper. It's supposed to be light, just like that, light. So Gotchis Alchemicas are ERC20 tokens, and that's why you can trade them. There are 4 of them, like I said. We got FUD, FOMO, Alpha, and Keck. They can be combined to craft installation and aesthetica, among other uses. Now, there are 4 ways you can farm these resources. Number 1 is alchemical channeling. Aavegotchis can channel their energy directly into the realm parcel, exchanging their kingship for a helping of Alchemica. The second way is communal channeling. Aavegotchis can also collectively channel Alchemica when a Gotchi Lodge installation has been built upon the realm parcel. In order to participate in communal channeling, the Aavegotchi must be wearing the associated guild insignia and be present on the realm parcel during the ritual. The third one is farming. Once a harvester has been built, Alchemica begin accruing passively with X amount going into the reservoir, Y amount spilling over the nearby map, and Z amount going to the great portal. Now this is very important because the amount spilled over is very, very important for liquidators, and this is where liquidators can actually roam around the map and actually collect some of these resources and either use them for themselves or use them or trade them in the market and sell it to other players. That is where play to earn comes in for the liquidators. Harvesting. Aavegotchis and liquidators can roam the map collecting loose alchemica spilled from mining. So there you have it. Now, as you can see right here, we got the distribution of the resources around the map. We still don't know which one is going to be more valuable. As of right now, it looks like everything is well balanced. So that means that if you have a land over here, or a land over here, or a land over here, you can still farm those resources and then sell it to other players. So you can become a king of those resources. You don't necessarily need to go all the way over here to farm this because this is the best one. I think it's going to be very well balanced, meaning that doesn't matter where you at in the map, doesn't matter where you are in the map, you have an ability to actually farm resources and be a king of those resources because they're going to be needed for different type of things within the game. So that's very interesting. I really like that, but we'll see because when the gameplay comes out, when you're actually playing, people start meta playing, and things change. So it might look like everything is well balanced right now, but as you start playing the game, you start noticing, oh, this one is more valuable because people like to do this more than do this, right? So if you guys understand what I'm saying. Anyways, all right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is building your realm. What kind of buildings can you put in your land? As you can see right here, installations are crafted via various combinations of Alchemica and can be freely traded for ghosts in the Aavegotchi Bazaar. So you can be one of these people that farms resources and only builds to sell it to other players. So there's so many things you can do. You can just sell the resource and not do anything with it. There's many ways. There's many ways. As always, that's how a game should be. There should be many ways to monetize and do different things within the world, whatever you like the most. Now, for the installation, let's actually jump into the video right here, where the team actually explains a little bit better what these installations actually do.
Confirmed installations include the alchemical altar, which is probably going to be included with the realm parcel. That's like the home base of your Aavegotchi in its
That's
realm
like your
parcel.
starter installation. Like you learn the whole deal by starting out with that.
Then you have the alchemical harvesters, which we kind of referenced earlier. Those are going to be your passive farming implementations. Then you're going to have the alchemical reservoirs, which are going to hold your alchemica as you're mining them. The harvester can hold a little bit, but if you want to save more than that, you'll need a reservoir to add on, and each reservoir is specific to the different type of installation. Then we're going to have antennas, which are really cool. They're going to enable you to have voice chat within your parcel, and if you upgrade it, you can have voice chat globally within your guild members, and possibly even totally global, but that's not quite confirmed yet. And we have black holes. Jesse, what do black holes do?
Yeah, so now we're getting into the kind of defensive structures. So if you are outside of the citadel and you want to defend your parcel from maybe a liquidator, or you just like the look of it, the black hole is a defensive structure that is basically going to kind of be like quicksand, and it's going to make it very difficult for liquidators to move in groups like a raid party and kind of strategize. It makes it difficult for them to strategize their attack vector to your parcel. So it's almost like real-time tower defense is another inspiration here, and black holes will serve a great defensive purpose.
Yep, and then we have display cases, which are kind of your typical metaverse implementation here. You'll have an art gallery where you can display different NFTs that you have. You can display the badges from your Aavegotchis, trophy cases, things like that. Those will all be installations. The Gotchi Lodge is an especially interesting one. We mentioned earlier this method of communal channeling, where you can grab your Gotchi gang, your friends, and you can all come on the parcel at the same time. And in order to do that and do this communal channeling ritual, you'll all need to be wearing the same wearable with your Gotchi. And as long as you all have these guild insignia, then you'll all get a boost of the Gotchis Alchemical when you're mining, when you're doing your kinship ritual.
That's good.
So exactly. So you better dress up for that. You also better be on time, because if you're not there, your guild members would be like, "Hey, bro, like you didn't show up for the guild meeting. You might get docked some points." And then finally, we're going to have towers, which are going to be defensive structures against the liquidators, because the liquidators will be running around trying to get your yield, and you'll be trying to fend them off. They'll also be able to attack your tower as well. So it's going to be, and this is only going to be in the grid. The towers and defensive structures will not be necessary in the Citadel, because the Citadel has this force field around it, and the liquidators can't come in. But in the grid, it's pretty much a free-for-all. So you're going to want to have a couple towers and walls on your parcel to try and fend off against liquidators as they're coming in.
Now, like I said before, there's many different ways for you to actually earn in this game. Even providing liquidity for the Alchemica. There's going to be an Alchemica exchange. And if you provide liquidity, then you earn these tokens that you can use in game to speed up your construction. So you can actually be farming that token. I'm not sure if that token is specifically the Glamour, the GLMR, GAX liquidity mining rewards are going to be able to, be sold in the market. But the point is that there's many ways ways to produce income, to produce value within the game. So you could be farming these resources, not even using them yourself, and use them to provide liquidity and earn this glamour as well. Now, on the same note with Alchemica, you can actually craft Aesthetica. Aesthetica is basically a skin for your parcel. So on that same note that you can actually do many things within this world, you can literally be the to-go person for Aesthetica NFTs. So our Aesthetica's NFTs that can be added to a parcel but do not affect its Alchemica or other statistic. They just look dope. So even that, you can just be like the guy to, or the woman to go to for this NFTs that look dope. That's it. You can literally be a farmer of these NFTs. So many things you can do, and this is what I like. This is what I like. This team is premium, man. This team is premium. They've been thinking about many things, and I'm sure we're gonna see way more things because this is just a light paper. Now let's jump into some of the other gameplay mechanics that this game will have. Socializing in the Gotchiverse is very important. Aavegotchis love socializing with their friends, and their favorite place to hang out is inside the Gotchiverse. By default, text chat will be enabled for all Gotchis in proximity to each other. Realm parcel owners can also construct special installations on their parcels to enable voice chat for Gotchis within a parcel, and upgrade the installation to support global voice chat. So there you guys have it. Even if you're not making money on other things, you can actually bring value within your parcel by just simply having voice chat in your parcel, because people are going to go there because that's where you can chat, that's where you can have fun with other people. So you can actually create this realm and do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Gotchis can also band together to go on adventures together, exploring dungeons, fighting liquidators and other baddies to earn rewards. The main goal of a liquidator is to collect loose Alchemica that has been spilled around the Gotchiverse, but they can also engage in combat with Aavegotchis and offensive installations to earn Alchemica. So yes, you can actually battle and earn Alchemica by being a liquidator as well. Although the liquidator, like they said before, is like a one-time NFT thing, so it's not going to be the same benefits as having an actual Aavegotchi, but it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Now we got the prophecy. This is a big event within the Aavegotchi world. I'm going to let the team talk about this because it is very extensive, and it's very important for you guys to understand what this does within the game. It's very important. That's the point.
A lot to unpack here. Basically, actually, I'll let Golden Cross. You've been doing a great job with the commentary. Tell them what's going to be happening here.
Well, what the prophecy is leading into in a practical sense is that when the game goes live, it's going to go live with the Citadel, and we're all farming and gaining our yield. But we're also aware that there's this prophecy and that there will be a battle up ahead, and that we need to protect the Great Portal, which is also accumulating wealth because of the portion, the tithe that takes from each everything happening every day, all the time. And so at some point, we're going to see this great battle come, and the way it's played out is actually there's 9 great battles that need to take place before we could ever consider getting into Act 2 and going into the Beyond. But what really is important about it is, just like Dan mentioned, there's a struggle, a back and forth. A game like this really needs a kind of resource sink. Like it needs reasons to, creation and destruction. Very classic things that actually in nature also need to happen inside of a game. So what we're seeing here is that the great battle could go the way of the liquidators. And if it does, it has consequences for the Aavegotchis, and that it's going to be a little harder to come by the 4 Alchemica, and they're going to have to rebuild what was destroyed. On the other hand, if the Aavegotchis do a great job, there's still going to be plenty of destruction, but they will reap the rewards of the battle. So I don't know how much we can give away, but I think at a high level, that's the point here, is that this gives a tug of war a reason, and these you can expect to happen on probably a quarterly basis. So it's not an everyday thing. There's only 9 of them initially, and these 9 are really important in putting the resources to use at a very big scale.
That's exactly right, and the one challenge we also thought about when we were coming up with this and kind of summoning this idea was, should the parcels be limited as far as how much Alchemica they can generate, or should they be unlimited? And obviously having them unlimited is not really sustainable, but having them completely limited is also not good, because you run out of your Alchemica, and obviously you still have the parcel. It's kind of cool to have it and for the social reasons, but it would be kind of sad to never be able to mine that parcel again. So this is a great way to have a compromise between those two, where you can initially mine everything, and then you need to be strategizing, right? You need to be thinking about, if the liquidators are going to be coming through my way, I need to build some structures that can help me maybe pick off a few, maybe earn a little bit of the Alchemica as these liquidators are coming, and I'm fighting them off. And you're also like helping the Great Portal, because the goal of the Aavegotchis is to protect the Great Portal during these great battles. So there's going to be lots of strategizing, and at the end of it, after this great battle, the Alchemica will be replenished. Might not be 100% replenished. That definitely could depend on the outcome of the battle, but to some extent, it will be replenished, allowing you to continue the farming until we get to the next great battle. So it's a very cyclical.
The liquidated liquidators are the new topsoil for better farming. So
this leads me to the next segment, adventures. Adventures are special regions outside the main Gotchiverse where Aavegotchis can put their stats and wearables to work while exploring, battling NPCs, enemies, and gaining experience and resources, but they don't last forever. So I'm guessing these are dungeons. Then we got the arena. Although Aavegotchis are friendly, they do realize that aggressive urges need an outlet, which is why they created the arena. Within the arena, Aavegotchis with high enough spirit force can battle against other in epic battle royales, competing for the spirit force of their opponents. Liquidators dare not to enter into the arena, instead opting to frequent the Fantastic Grounds, another friendly fire area that also allows liquidators to enter. So separate places where liquidators can go and Aavegotchi can go. Alright, so let's get into the good stuff. What is the supply of the land, and when is it going to be sold, and how is it going to be sold? The first thing, total supply. The total supply of the realm is 420,069 initially. 155,069 realm will be unlocked and distributed over a period of 2 years. So that's Act 1. After Act 1, there's going to be Act 2, and then Act 3, and I don't know, more acts. But the point is, we have to get through Act 1. So over time, 155,000 realm. So land parcels, they make up the citadel and the grid. The remaining realm are currently obscured in an area known as the Beyond. As certain game milestones are reached, this realm will be unlocked to offer new game experiences. So Act 2 and Act 3, as I said before. Distribution, how is it going to be sold? Very, very important. Realm parcels will be distributed in two main ways. Method number one, incentivized GBM auctions. The primary distribution method for realm parcels will be the incentivized GBM auction system. Participants will be able to select and bid on specific parcels from within the Gotchiverse world map. If a bidder is outbid, their bid will be refunded alongside an incentive reward in goes. So yes, the big players are going to have an advantage here. 80% is going to be sold through an auction. But let's say you're not a big player, you put a bid. If you're outbid, you get an incentive to actually make if you made a bid. So I'm not really sure how I feel about this. I don't know if there's a better way. I'm really not sure, because with all these land sales in the past that have been crap. I mean, this seems like a better option. But at the end of the day, the big players are gonna end up winning. They're gonna outbid everybody. So I'm not really sure how I feel about that. The bids are gonna be in Ghost. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to say. Method number two, raffle. The secondary distribution method for realm parcels will be Chainlink VRF power raffles. Participants will enter via drop tickets that are used for portal and realm raffle. Drop tickets can be earned by holding summon Aavegotchis, participating in missions, or by converting friends points or other raffle tickets at a rate of 10,000 friends points per drop ticket. So basically, you get Ghost, you stake it, you get friends tokens, and with those friends tokens you could buy the raffle tickets. And this is how it would work. You acquire drop tickets and enter raffle events. Raffle contract engages in Chainlink VRF, potentially win a realm parcel. Now wait, do we have to pay for that? So we don't have to pay, we win it. Interesting. Interesting. That gives I like that. Okay. I mean, you do have to get ghosts to get friends, and I'll teach you guys how to do that when this actually goes live. So the pre-sale Q3 2021 real pre-sale number 1 Citadel Parcels, Q3 pre-sale number 2 Citadel and Grid, Q4 pre-sale number 3 Citadel and Grid, and Q4 the actual realm goes live. Very nice, very nice. And Q1 2022 liquidators arrive. So first we're gonna have the live Citadel where Aavegotchis are gonna be able to roam around, but then later on we're gonna have liquidators for everybody to actually be able to play Aavegotchi at a lower cost or for free. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it so much. Make sure you check out this Google Doc. There's a lot of more information here, a lot of lure. So if you're into lure and you want to understand the background on all of this, I know a lot of people like that. Make sure you read this through. The white paper, the actual white paper, is going to come out very, very soon. Hopefully this land sale is well done. It's something that makes sense, that people don't get mad about. I mean, you can't really satisfy everybody. I understand that, but I mean, even myself, like I'm not a big whale, right? Like I don't want to get outbid, right? Like I'm gonna get outbid, like I know it. So I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about this. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good. I'll trust the team on this. You know, I've been supporting Aavegotchi for so long, but maybe they'll listen to this and maybe rethink it. I mean, there is a DAO. We can always submit like proposals. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys next video. Thank you for watching. Much love. Bye bye. Peace.